What's up, SNA Assassinators? This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another video, and this is the AEW Dynamite review video on June 5th, 2024. And what a show to talk about right here, right now. We got plenty of entertaining matches, very entertaining moments and segments, and especially goofy wrestling of the night, right? All thanks to the likes of Maxwell Jacob Freeman and Chris Jericho with his learning tree persona, and who else was it? And Thomas Tony Storm and whoever else. But those three definitely stole the show when it comes to goofy wrestling. But let's move on to let's start off with one of those guys that created goofy wrestling tonight, and that is the returning Maxwell Jacob Freeman, the moment we've been all waiting for. And this is where we got MJF addressed his return, like ever since he went back in WWE. And this is where he's like, why? And he's like, and Forbidden Door is right around the corner. And guess what? Hometown is gonna be. That's right. It's yours truly. And you were not expecting that Daddy's not gonna be coming home to his own house, own house of Long Island. And then this is where MJF's like you're. And he was like, and I'm probably gonna be wrestling some guy from some random guy from Mexico and Japan. I'm like, man, this guy is very great. Like, he may sound like an evil douchebag when he insults somebody, like whether if he means to or not. But he does a very entertaining job, like doing so. But anyway, this is where we got MJF is like, he's like. It was but it don't matter. Just get your tickets today and be entertained. And also and he did a cut after he said that. This was he's like, but beside all that, what my future is gonna be for on the next pay-per-view. I want to talk about what I've been doing for over the last few months. He's like, I've been sitting at home and then I see on the internet there's children make a couple of bold claims on my show, which is here. Fans are like, boo, we do not like that. And then this is where he was like, or not in the internet, on television, on my show, trying to make some bold claims about who's in charge of this company. Get at it. And then that's maybe this guy's name. He called himself the Rainmaker, if you correct me, all right? There's a lot of chief. That's very interesting there, right? But every time I look at his physique, it seems prepared. He was and compared to me, it seemed like that guy cannot even afford a gym membership. And then this is where fans are, that may be true. He's even though he is tall, looking like he looked like the size of a main eventer, but his physique not so much. But this is where we got MJF to continue, then say. Here's another book, as a matter of fact, more likely swerving around, rather than running around. This is where he started doing the Prince Nana dance, where he's swerving around the arena. This is where then MJF was he claimed that he was the leader of the Mogul Embassy. He was I wonder how long did that last? Oh yeah, that's right. Your whole group. Her whole group betrayed you and stabbed you right in the back. Sorry, I had to be the one to bring that. I'm sorry to be the one to bring that up, but it's what he's like. But that's not the one that offended me. It's not at all. But the part that offended me the most, is that Swerve. You're referring to yourself as a business mogul. Are you? That's very interesting. Swerve Verino Shano. The last time I checked, business moguls, they think to go to the business school. And if you did so, I guess you must have skipped. This is where the fans, this is where they start chanting his name. This is where MJF was great, great name. Your guys a great word. This is where dude's but that's very brilliant, because the last time I checked, you ain't Chris Jericho, you're not a John Moxley, you're not a Cody Rhodes, you're not Samoa Joe, and you're not Bryan Danielson, you're not Kenny Omega, Adam Cole, you're not Hiroshi Tanahashi, but you know who managed to be every single one of these individuals I just named right here, and I already guessed it when he said it, and then he said that's the guy that successfully defended his Triple B World Championship which he was around this time. time of the year, and that is yours truly, Maxwell Jacob Freeman, which is short for MJF or something like that. This word in MJF to continue. Then there was like, and one more thing, watch your tone, and watch your mouth, because silly Billy, you're not the best in the world, bruv. He's like, I am. And this is what the MJF was like. I mean, this is what the fans were like, yeah, like this is our guy, and hopefully he becomes AEW World Champion. And I was thinking to myself, I do love to see him have a second run with that title, but Swerve Strickland's doing such a great job holding on to that belt and taking it to higher heights. So it should be until maybe at the end of the year, maybe even the beginning of 2025 when the next time he does hold on to the championship. But this is where we got MJF's like, I am the impossible. Like, in the 5 short years of national television exposure, I became the man and the face of all elite wrestling. And then this is where fans start cheering, like, you sure was. And you were the number one guy, the greatest guy from the last 5 years, and one of the guys that survived from leaving the company altogether, along with the likes of Chris Jericho, Darby Allin, Orange Cassidy, Sammy Guevara, and others. But anyway, this is where we got, and not to mention Kenny Omega and Jon Moxley as well. But anyway, this is where we got MJF's and that's over moments, history, is interviews, in the sport. And I became the most hated man that walked into this green planet, and only to become the most beloved. And this is where the MJF shook his head while continuing. But before he can even say it, that's where he then looked into the upper corner of the ring where the fans were sitting in the audience. This is where he's like, okay. But anyway, this is where he's like, so imagine how I felt when I go home to heal from my wounds after carrying this place for the last couple of years, and people have the audacity to smear my name. And then this is where he's like, what the nerve of some people, am I right? And this is where MJF was like revisionist, and I'm trying to revise my history, it revives my legacy, and it reminds my name. And before he can even finish what he said, this is where then we got Roosty come out, and he's like, you're exactly like these people here in America. You just talk, and won't shut the hell up. He's like, and it is since you were gone, when you lost the AEW title, I was here, working hard and beating and wrestling, week after week, and keep getting wins after wins, more wins than you can even count. And this was but now you come back and you have a big celebration of your return. Where's my celebration of my hard work? And this is where the fans start chanting, what? Again, I think they got this company confused with another one, because the biggest star from 20 years ago and yesteryears is not even in the building, like someone Eddie Kingston would say. And also, luckily Kurt Angle wasn't here. Maybe it's best for him not to go AEW, especially at this time, or else he'll have his run with the company ruined by the fans that chant that word. But anyway, this is where we got this is where then we got Rooston continues saying, where is my big moment? I deserve that first spot. So now, Maxwell, I'm gonna take it away from you. And then this is where he's like, because when you mess with the bull, you get the horns catchphrase. And this is where he did try to continue to shout something else to MJF. But this is where MJF's like, all right, we don't give a sugar honey iced tea about you. And no, he didn't insult the cold refreshing drink, more likely insulting the heel albino bull, if that's what he likes to call himself. But anyway, this is where we got MJF then. This is where MJF's like, well, you know what? Hold on. I guess I took it too far. I took it, wait. Oh no, he said no. Before he got into that, this is where he's like you, Roosh, you're so dry. Every time you, what he said about him, about Roosh, it was He's like, dry, Roosh. Like every woman that you ever slept with in bed every night. And then this was like, oh, like I just said that, and the fans like, yes, you did. Like that was very cold. And this is where MJF's like, okay, I guess I went a step too far for saying that. Like I took it way too far into that line. But hear me out here, Roosh. Like I'm not just standing here and pretend I don't know you, brother. Like at one point in time, I paid you a exorbitant amount of money to take on Bryan Danielson like over a year ago, and I know how damn talented you are. Like you came for wrestling royalty, and your father is actually a lucha libre, a legendary lucha libre. And then there's some people like that they call you a nippo baby for that. Like it's just other people's words, not me. Like I'm not one of them. And I was like, yeah, like that's true. Like or else you would have said that like already if you called him a nippo baby. But that's the one thing you did not call the brother of Dragon Lee. But this is where we got MJF was like, and also, and this is where they said, like, listen here while pinching his left fingers. This is where then fans started chanting "Nipple Baby" right onto the Roosh. This is where the MJF's like, don't do that. Like, that's not nice. And this is where MJF was like, that's not nice. Like, you and it's not like. Not luck when you sold out each arena after arena in Mexico. Like you proved that you were an international superstar in this business. You came to the U.S. at record time. You became a Ring of Honor world champion. Like you stepped foot in AEW and you managed to bludgeon some of your best in sports. That this podcast, put in the with an extra E, like into the SNA podcast. Anyway, this is where we got This word then MJF said something in Spanish about calling him some kind of a sugar honey iced tea. I'm not sure what kind of flavor it was of the cold refreshing drink. This word that they muted it out. Like even if they didn't mute it out, I still wouldn't understand because I don't know the word with the sugar honey iced tea word. Like they just censored it out because it sounded like something that has something to do with that word in particular. But his word then MJF then finished off by saying he's like "Mi hablo," which he's saying himself, Maxwell Jacob Freeman. Like and he said it with a big with a giant F and R of Freeman, like, and he said he's better than him, and he know it. But before he can even say it, this is where we got what's his name, Rooston coming in and trying to beat up MJF, but he was prepared to go in a fight. This is where they started brawling with one another. This is where they had all the referees and security go and the producers to come out there to break it up. This is where Christopher Daniels was starting to be like the Adam Pearce of AEW, with him looking overly stressed and angry at the same time. They're like, oh, come on, guys. Like, if you want to fight, you ask for a fight. You don't act like children. And then this is where we got Christopher Daniels start looking at MJF and Roosh. Like that's where the Roosh try to tax the security guard to get through them so he can give more of a fight to the salt of the earth man. But this is where we got. We move on to the next slide. This is where we got. This is where we got a hype video with Roderick Strong, like getting ready for his match against Swerve Strickland later on in the main event. And let me tell you, that match definitely delivered. Like it was like something that you will watch on a pay-per-view. Even though I say that a bit too often, but it's really true about this one. Like even though you don't really see per se Strong as a world champion material like guy at this time, but he still like wrestled like if he was for a little while. I mean, at one hand he was, but like right now he just looks like a higher mid card guy, and like until he wins the championship, he's gonna be known as that. Like in the history of his career, like in professional wrestling. But that's where we got Roderick Strong was like. And this was like I climbed all my way to the top, and then there's one thing that I learned from it. Like it's nothing that's gonna knock me down from that particular mountain. I just climbed the highest mountain that I set my sights on. And he's like, I can see the start Like I'm starting to see this. I'm starting to see the sun, the setting, but that's not the sun that is setting on me. Like the sun is setting on the AEW World Title reign of Swerve Strickland. And I was like, what? Like, why are you making an analogy between the sun shining on the the sun? I mean, that's what the sun is setting on the the sunset and Swerve Strickland in his championship belt. Like, I mean, that makes sense because the sun was setting in Colorado, and then this again because it's like what's that mountain hours like and then like in the second that's like the first hour no the second hour like the sun was set, but anyways like when AEW Dynamite was on, but anyways they were right up on. He was right up on the mountain with his fellow Kingdom boys, Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. This is where it's this is where the Roderick Strong's like, and that championship is gonna go to the hands of the wrestling legend himself, yours truly, right here. And this is where the Roderick Strong just shouted out his name, his first name first, like up in the mountain, like Roderick. And then this is where he's like Strong, like no, he was like, and fellow, like. It's go time, and now it's time to get back to the arena and show who's the boss of the AEW Championship. And this is where we got Orange Cassidy coming out with his new with his old theme song. This is where we saw Kyle O'Reilly enter the ring along with Ray Phoenix and who else was in the match? It was it was Ray Phoenix. It was Kyle O'Reilly. It was who else was in the match? Orange Cassidy and Jay Lethal. That's what was doing the Fatal 4.